Good morning and welcome to Wellness Wednesday's edition. Oh, mornings with Luann and Tim. It's a special day.
Why?
I got a present from Tim and the Alzheimer's Society.
And you know what day it is, Lou?
What day is
These
this?
are forget-me-not socks, by the way, and a
Forget-me-not
forget-me-not
socks.
tie.
I love that. Look at
you
this.
have to get your scarf out later on, too.
Yes, I'll have to get my scarf.
Did you bring it home, though?
I did.
So these are forget-me-nots because it is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and today we're featuring the Alzheimer's on the show, and guess what? It's also Measure Your Feet Day.
So, did you bring your ruler?
Oh, I'm guessing. I just touched your feet.
The socks are clean.
I know. I saw you take them out of the package and put them on this morning.
Yes,
so anyway, thank you to the Alzheimer's
Absolutely.
Society for the mugs.
Cheers.
And
thank you for all the hard work
you can buy all these beautiful things too in support of the Alzheimer's
Gorgeous.
Society. I think the ties are only $15. I shouldn't say.
No.
I know their socks are 10.
I know the socks are
I think these might be 25 because they're silk. I'm not sure. But anyway, a lovely way to support the Alzheimer's Society.
And they're pretty.
They are so.
Yeah, they are so.
And the whole day today on the show is Alzheimer's. We got 2 interviews with the Alzheimer's Society. One of them is actually with a woman whose husband takes advantage of some of the programming at the Alzheimer's Society. Yes, and she talks about how bringing her husband there once a week just is so great, not only for him, but for her as well. Yes. So
it must be so important to feel supported.
Feel supported. It gets her out of the house. She can also talk to other caregivers. They exchange tips on just talking about updating and sharing stories. And also, you know what? They do the exercises, the mind games and stuff, the memory games.
They do.
They play the games with their spouses or the ones that they're taking for whom they care.
Yes, for whom they care.
For those whom they care. And so anyway, yeah, and she's a delightful woman too. So you're going to love these interviews coming up.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to it.
It's a really super cool program. And the whole point of having them on here is to raise awareness about the fact that 75% of some of these programs, they have to raise the funds in the community. They're only funded 25% with the government or by health care.
See, I don't think people understand that.
Yeah, so the Alzheimer's Society is really volunteer driven, and they really do need donations. And so
they have amazing volunteers.
They do.
Oh my word.
And they said they have a door-to-door campaign going on right now, and they're looking for people who could actually canvass for them as well. And also they have the Alzheimer's Walk coming up. So they're looking for people who will go out and get pledges. And I'm going to put on my Facebook page, I started the process of putting my thing together, and I didn't finish it yet. I got to get that done. So anyway,
get on it.
Shout out to the Alzheimer's Society.
Woohoo!
It's National Pie Day.
National Pie Day with coffee, right? Cherry pie, blueberry pie, apple pie, chocolate cream pie.
I'm not a fan of cherry pie. I don't like things with cooked cherries. I don't like Black Forest cake.
I hate Black Forest cake too.
Is it a texture thing with the cherries?
I don't like chocolate. I love chocolate. It's one of my favorite food groups ever. But I don't like chocolate and fruit. Even if it's soft and chocolate orange, you know those eggs
I don't like
that
chocolate orange together.
Yuck. I don't like chocolate orange and chocolate raspberry I don't like fruit and chocolate together. I just don't. Yeah.
No.
So
apple pie I like.
Chunks in there.
My favorite things are cream pies.
Me too. Jim's
coconut cream
Jim
pie?
is known for his chocolate cream pie.
Jim, it's National Pie Day. You have an hour to get that chocolate pie.
Get on it.
Well, we're here till 3. Well, you're here till 2.
Till 2.
Bake it. Make me a pie. Patty cake, baker man. Jim, bake me a pie as fast as you can. Send it back with Luann after lunch.
There you go. My husband.
Oh wait, he's at work.
Oh yeah, he is.
But he got up and shoveled and snowblowed for you?
He snowblowed the driveway for me this morning because he was afraid I wouldn't be able to get out. And then wiped off the car. Thank you so much. Sweetest guy in the world.
How's the warm bed, Mr. Bowser? Are you enjoying your warm bed this morning?
That's not why I brought that up, Keith.
It's also National Handwriting Day. Does anybody handwrite anymore? Does anybody actually write in cursive?
Did you ever practice your signature?
All the time.
I think people always did that.
And I had
mine changed totally. I used to write like just really small and kind of drag it along. Now I'm just all flouncy and.
Well, the thing is, when you're first learning how to write, you keep all of your like I would be so tidy and make my T's just like my teachers taught me.
Yes, because then you'd get points off.
Then I got to be a teenager and I got a little more. I was using small letters to start my.
To
Timothy with a small T.
Really?
Oh, I got yes. That's like Sue Barber changed hers from spelling from S-U-E to S-I-O-U-X when she was a teenager.
That so sounds like Sue. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Is that how you spell it? S-I-O-U-X? Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You decided a small T.
I decided
See, you
a
were
small
creative
T. I was.
and a lone thinker.
Now my T gets crossed. When I sign Timothy,
Yeah.
I do one line that crosses both T's.
Both T's. You're crazy.
Very fast.
You are crazy.
But you know what? They say now, when I worked in public health, I remember hearing the dental hygienists and stuff talking about adults should supervise their children teeth brushing until they're about 9 years of age or until they can write in cursive. And I remember parents saying, well, that doesn't work anymore because kids don't write in cursive.
Right.
So you would never know when a child has gotten to the point where they write in cursive in school because they don't teach them cursive in school.
It kind of worries me. Yeah.
They don't teach cursive handwriting in school anymore?
I don't believe so. Let us know if we're wrong.
Am I wrong?
I do not believe that they teach cursive.
Then we'd sit there, A, capital A, small a, capital B, small, and you got marked on all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and you know what too? I think
marked on our handwriting.
Once you become accustomed to the way you write, it's such a personality trait, right?
Yes.
So I think our kids are missing out on that part too.
They
Not
also
my kids,
changed when my nephew. I remember the year they changed the grammar thing in school when they were saying, "Oh, by forcing children to use proper grammar and write and spell correctly, we're taking away their creativity by forcing them to be." And so you should mark the children on their thoughts rather than on the way they.
No, we're not psychologists. We're teachers, right?
Yeah. The problem now is there's an entire generation of kids that can't. They never learn phonetics
and who are entitled.
How to spell words out.
Right?
Exhaust.
Yeah.
Exhaust. We spelled everything out when I was a kid. The world was better when I was young.
What did you do? Now you're old and look at you. Look at you though.
Hey, Pride Toronto?
Yes.
Okay.
Close vote.
Cops are out again.
I actually run the story in the newscast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 163, the vote was 163 to 161.
Check out this story. Yeah, they was in and out,
Man, they were in. I don't understand.
3 months ago. Bruce MacArthur, that's what happened.
Right.
The mass murderer who's going to trial right now, right? The serial killer, rather. And they were saying, we tried to tell you that there was something going on and you didn't listen to the community.
Wouldn't listen,
And at least eight people were murdered by Bruce MacArthur. And so they're saying, you're back out again.
You know, I wonder. I wonder if it would just be indicative of mending fences to just have them come along, because obviously not every police officer thinks exactly the same way as every other police officer, right? So there might be some police officers who support LGBTQ as
there's a ton of them.
Yes, and they want to be there.
I like police people.
I do too. You know what? I
like all the police.
I think that police
are just like everybody else. Once in a while, you get somebody who's maybe not so good at their job, but for the most part, I love the police and what they do for us.
These people are dedicated. I wouldn't have no idea.
I wouldn't take a bullet for somebody else.
No, I wouldn't take a bullet for me. Wait a minute.
Okay. The Grammy Awards are coming up.
Grammys.
You mentioned that what's her name is hosting. Her, yeah. Alicia Keys. Sorry to do that to you. So, you know how when you get the awards, you call designers, like I guess the celebrities, they call designers, or sometimes designers will call them and say, hey, do you want to wear my outfit?
Yeah.
Jewelers will also approach and say, I've got this, or your...
Can you imagine?
Or your handlers take care of that.
Right.
Your managers and your agents outreach for you and say, hey, would you... So, there's an artist named Bibi Rexha. Have you heard that name? Bibi Rexha.
I have heard the name.
She's a nominee for Best New Artist and a Best Country Duo/Group Performance. The song is Meant to Be. Not a huge country person, but I do know the name, Bibi Rexha. Okay, so anyway, she looks like a lot of fun. She looks like a real personality.
Yeah.
I've seen some pictures of her on red carpets and stuff. I guess there was a Toronto event. She met Tyra Banks there and stuff. So she's known.
Right.
And her people reached out to try to find some designers. And the response was, you're too fat. Not too fat. We don't have anything for you. Big was the word they used.
They used the word, you're too big.
And she is a size 8. You're too big, size 8. Where have we not learned anything about body
You know what?
shaming?
It's like,
Honestly.
seriously, do we not know better by now? At least a little bit better? You know what? I think she should go to Value Village and get a stunning gown and just strut.
Okay, so I have to say, I was involved with the fashion show here in Sault Ste. Marie recently.
Yes.
And when they put the search out for volunteer models for the fashion show, they did say they wanted up to size 6 or something. And there was a little bit of, pushback from people in the community saying, what?
I don't think you can do that anymore. I really don't.
And the reason was, these were not off the rack clothes. These were designer clothes that were being brought up from New York and Toronto. And they didn't have different sizes.
But that's what the problem is, right?
They were creating outfits for sizes 4, 6, whatever, and not larger. So
we got to change that, people.
Got to change the culture, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, I'm happy that I'm a 34-inch waist today. I put on pants that are 34-inch waist and thought, am I really going to put these on? And they're comfortable.
Honey, my ankle's 34 inches, so
yesterday
you're doing good.
I wore a 32 and I popped 2 buttons when he made me laugh. So I thought about it.
He did. It was kind of funny.
Hey, listen, we gotta go.
Yes, we do.
So we're gonna roll the interviews with Alzheimer's, and Luann has lots of great news coming up. So stay with us on Mornings with Luann and Tim on Wellness Wednesday. Thanks for being here. You may have noticed over the course of this month I have been drinking out of my Alzheimer's mug because it is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, January, right, Bia?
It sure is.
Bia Fioramonte is the resource coordinator.
Yes.
For the Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma District.
Yes, I assist with the awareness as well. It's important in January for us to get our messaging out.
Right.
Letting people know that we're there to help them out.
Yes.
All they need to do is call the office. They can email us. They can go to our website and get information on the disease.
Okay.
And the services that we provide, education, recreational therapy, Minds in Motion, which we're going to be speaking about today.
Well, let's just introduce Debbie right now. Debbie, can you please say your own last name? Because I don't want to attempt it.
It's Debbie Sarakaput.
Yeah, easy for you. Debbie Sarakaput, actually you are the coordinator of the Minds in Motion program. Okay,
yes.
and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. We have a second segment coming up with Debbie and a caregiver, Joyce, whose husband Ed has dementia, and they come to Alzheimer's Society for a number of programs, but one of them is the Minds in Motion program. Regulars, yeah. Now, the thing about a program like Mind in Motion, you're going to hear about how important it is to both Ed and his wife Joyce, is the funding. Bia, can you talk about how you're not fully funded for these kinds of programs, how that works?
Overall, we have to fundraise over 50% for our costs for actually delivering our programs. We're not completely government funded. So for the Minds in Motion program in particular, we have to fundraise 75% to keep that program going.
Wow.
Now, we just started with the pilot project just Friday afternoons. There was such a response after a while that we actually added a Friday morning. And
You're good at what you do.
Yes, she is awesome at what she does. You've got to come and see this program in action. And then we actually added a Thursday program as well. And I'm sure we could probably roll it out for the entire week, but we don't have the funding for it.
Okay.
And I call this program Body, Mind, and Soul because it takes care of all of those three areas. It's really important for individuals. And you're not only helping the individual with the disease, you're helping the caregiver as well. When they come in, they'll come in snowstorms.
They run in the parking lot.
They've got big smiles on their faces when they come in, and especially when they leave the program. So you can't get any closer to helping someone with the disease than this program, which kind of leads into the other thing that I do, which is volunteer volunteerism.
Ah, yes.
So we do need volunteers that assist with this program. They help with the refreshments and the exercises, and Debbie can probably explain that.
Maybe you could do that, Debbie. Tell us a little bit about it. If I were to volunteer for the Mind and Motion program, what would I do?
Well, with your personality, we would set aside a few calming things for you to do, but also a very important
I'm not
aspect.
a very calming person, but thanks for saying so.
A very important aspect is sometimes some of the caregivers, they're working, so they can't always come with their loved ones.
Oh.
So we encourage them to still bring them, meet them for the first time, and then I'd like to set them up with a volunteer such as yourself, and they fill in. When the caregiver...
I'm like a proxy.
Exactly, totally.
Okay.
And it's nice because the thing with the group, we have on average between 16 to 20 people in our sessions.
Wait, sorry, 16 to 20 people total, is that couples, or 16 to 20
People 10 couples.
People living with dementia?
Yes.
Wow.
There's some individuals that come on their own, and it's still nice to have a volunteer or somebody to sit alongside, because we do some intricate things with our mental aerobics as well. We do trivia, we do crosswords, we paint rocks, we play Jenga, we do all kinds of things because it gives us an opportunity to see where folks are at and empower them to things that they do enjoy.
Speaking of seeing where folks are at, that's an interesting, because everybody's level of the advancement of the disease is different for everybody. So do you have people in different stages that
Yes.
and are all still able to enjoy the program together?
Yes, well, we make sure that they always feel a sense of involvement and normalcy, because we do have some very beginning onsets, some that are even not diagnosed.
Wow.
We have some mid, and then we have some at later stages. Family members approach me and say, Deb, what do you think? Can we still come? I says, of course, that's the most important time. Then I design, and alongside I have a partner, a recreation therapist, Lisa Ricci. She helps me with this program as well. We design specifically tasks for folks to do that is at their element of being able to follow through, so they don't feel like they have to sit there while everybody else is doing all these mind games. So involvement, normalcy, you have to keep that up, and I'm able to do that through some of the information from the family members. And then sharing time is a fun time, Tim, but it also shows me what their interests were before.
Ah, that's so important.
Yeah.
You know, we discovered that when we moved my mother into the nursing home, we wanted people to understand what my mother was like before the disease, so that because there's that personality is still, a lot of those traits are still there, those interests are still there, her music, all of those things that she loved. Being a performer, my mother is such a clown that she loves dressing up and putting on party hats and stuff, and that kind of stuff. They can really, they facilitate that.
That's right. They
encourage
support
it, support it for sure. So the fundraising,
Yes.
it's so, because these people are enjoying this program at no cost.
Right.
So because we need people to help us fundraise, so the people who don't, I mean, if you had to pay to bring somebody to this program, you would lose so many of the attendees, I'm sure.
They do, however, donate. They donate sometimes
lovely.
towards it, because we always reaffirm that any monies that they donate go back into the Mind and Motion program to buy the snackies. I'm going to slip in one thing before I
go right
forget.
ahead.
Because I'm so proud of her. She's our poster child. She's allowed me to respectfully call her that. She's 102.
Yes.
Come off it.
We just celebrated her
once a week.
102nd birthday on December 21st. She rocks it, leggings, the headband, the sweatshirts.
No way.
Yeah, she weighs 98 pounds with her earrings on. She's a little British lady. She loves it.
What is she? She's British?
She's British. I asked her one time, Florence, what's the key to the longevity? Well, I like to shop and I like to eat. And like I say, 98 pounds, so she always likes to shop. She wore her new leggings last week. 102.
Sake, that's motivational, isn't it?
Oh, totally.
It's amazing.
So what's going on for fundraising, Bia? How can we help? What can we do?
Well, we talked about the walk a few weeks back. So the walk's coming up on Sunday, January 27th.
All right.
You can register online, walkforalzheimers.ca. All kinds of family activities happening. It's a great day to get the family out that day. And we have face painting. We have complimentary neck and shoulder massages.
Ooh.
We have a clown. We have Evelyn and Ken Anstis doing the balloons again.
Yes.
And one thing that I didn't mention the last time is we have a forget-me-not tree.
This is why we have the forget-me-nots behind the screen on our ties.
That is our flower.
Yes.
And people that have someone that is fighting the disease now, or perhaps in honor of someone who's passed away from the disease, can put their name on the forget-me-nots on our memory tree.
Oh, lovely.
At the event.
Okay.
So the tree is quite full, and it just kind of, honors the person that's affected.
Okay.
We do have pledge forms for the walk.
Yes.
And it's walkforalzheimers.ca. We also have a door-to-door campaign happening. People are actually out in this kind of weather.
So are you still looking for canvassers?
We are.
All right.
We really, really are. And we're also looking for more participants coming to the walk. We also have an awareness website. It's ilivewithdementia.ca.
Okay.
If people want to hear more stories of people across Ontario and how they are living well with dementia.
Living well with dementia.
Yes, they can go to the ilivewithdementia.ca.
Okay. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Well, you're going to stick around. Debbie, you're going to come back for the second part of the interview with Joyce.
Yes.
And Bia, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, that's okay. And I've got to go. You emailed me my registration to do the online.
Yes.
I'm going to do fundraising on my Facebook page. So check me out. And if you want to support Alzheimer's Society, hit me up and give me a pledge. Thank you. Look at the stained glass. Isn't that
This
pretty?
is a little gift for your mom, a little forget-me-not. We have Alzheimer's volunteers that make those.
My mother was a stained glass artist.
Oh, there you go.
Really?
See?
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you very much. She'll love
You're
this. She'll
welcome.
hang it in her window.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. So, that little stained glass ornament that they gave me in that interview at the end of the interview, the stained glass forget-me-not, when I brought that to my mother at Mapleview, and we were really late getting my mother her Christmas gifts this year because I was sick for 3 weeks.
Whole week, yeah.
So, and my sister Michaela came up from Toronto, and I was supposed to be giving my mother Michaela's Christmas gift. So it's like the second week in January, and I still had all the Christmas gifts. So we had a little later Christmas gift at my giving party at my mother's, and I had that stained glass thing. So along with all the Christmas presents, I gave her that, and I said, "This is from the Alzheimer's Society." The smile on her face, and I hung it in the window beside a stained glass thing that she'd actually done of a butterfly.
Well, you said she did.
She was a stained glass artist, right?
That's phenomenal.
I hung it in the window, and she just thought that looked so pretty.
Do you have any of her stuff?
Oh my gosh, I have beautiful lamps that she made. Oh
Really?
yes.
I would love to. I wish she had a catalog.
She would custom design stuff. She did stuff for my aunts, for family, for all kinds. In Sudbury, she had in their place in Sudbury, she had a stained glass studio. Yeah, she sold all. Cute story actually. One of her designs was an owl. And she used to sell at the Loon's Nest here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, yes.
Even when she lived in Sudbury, she'd make stuff and bring it to the Sioux, and they'd sell it at the Loon's Nest for her. So there's a little owl that she made, and turns out somebody at Mapleview had this owl hanging. One of her owls hanging in his window.
Oh my gosh, isn't that awesome?
And this is my mother with dementia walking down the hallway, and she looks and she sees it, and she said, "I made that." To my sister, she says, "I made that," and my sister looked, and sure enough, it was one of her owls.
Oh my
Only problem was another day, she went into the room while the man was sitting there. She just walked over to his window, took the owl off his window, and said to him, "I made this. This is mine, and I'm taking it back."
Okay then.
The next time my sister went to visit, the owl was hanging in my mother's window, so we had to return it to the gentleman. But she remembered that she made that owl.
You know what? I would love to purchase one of her stained glass. I really would.
Luann, she did an entire stained glass village. Miniature churches with a bell that rang, a courthouse.
Oh my gosh.
An outhouse with a seat that lifted up and
Where
down.
is
that was
that now?
My sister has it. We used to have it. We put it in Mapleview. It was on the mantle in the lobby of Mapleview for a number of years, but she doesn't remember it now.
Right.
And we're nervous about
breaking and
so it's gone now. But I'm sure I could find a piece for you.
Oh, I would love if you would do that, and I would buy it.
That's so
I would
nice.
love it, really. It would be very emotional and
Then you'd have her
mean
mix
a
master
lot.
with no beaters, but a piece of stained glass.
Yes, right? Yeah, he gives me one of his mom's mix masters and the beaters don't fit in.
They don't fit.
Turned it on and they went flying across the kitchen.
So much for the pie that Jim was going to make me.
Yeah, see, now we can't because of you.
No.
It's all your fault.
Did you find anything exciting or interesting to talk about? 'Cause
Well,
I
you
got
know
some
what?
stuff
I
you
said
don't.
it's funny because I love entertainment shows. Like Entertainment Tonight, watch it religiously like every night at 7:30 or at 7. So they were doing a story about who got snubbed at the Oscars, and Bradley Cooper didn't get Best Leading Actor, and he didn't get Best Director either.
It's his first time directing.
Right. So Lady Gaga, they were talking to her, and apparently she said on a tweet, he knows he is the best director in my eyes. During the story, I said to Jim, I think she fell in love with him. Watching them at the Golden Globes,
You think
sitting
she
beside
did?
each other, when she got called up as the winner, her fiance
Fiancé.
was sitting like this, and she was hugging over here.
Bradley.
So I said, you know what? I think she fell in love with him. And then I heard that she said this. He knows he's the best director in my eyes. I bet you. Let's start a rumor, okay?
I think he just did.
Lady Gaga's doing them.
Now our 2 viewers are going to take that story and spread it like wildfire. No, we have 3. Remember the lady in Illinois or whatever?
Yes.
Indiana.
Indiana, she likes us.
Hello, Indiana.
Hello.
Okay, so you have the news coming up
I do.
next. So don't go anywhere because you want to know what's going on in Sault Ste. Marie and beyond. She's got the scoop on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. We'll be right back after this brief message from our fabulous commercial sponsors. So Oscar buzz, one of the films that's been nominated multiple times for in multiple categories, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
But you just stumbled across something that I'd never heard before.
Well, it's just on the entertainment sites this
Did
morning.
it just come up?
Brian Singer,
He's the director?
who's the director, has been accused of sexual assault with underage boys. Of Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like,
What?
really?
Come on.
Really?
Hollywood, get your poop together. Stop.
Like, do you have to feed every stereotype in
Really?
Hollywood?
You're doing a film about
seriously.
Freddie Mercury,
Right.
who died of HIV/AIDS.
Right.
And there's the stigma of like gay and
Right.
HIV, and now you're doing like gay and pedophiles. Like, stop already!
Yes, you just got to stop it.
Oh
You
my
just have to.
gosh.
You know what else too? Sopranos. You know it's the era of the reboot and the prequel and the sequel and the 14 before the sequel of the event. Prequel.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but carry on.
Sopranos is doing a prequel.
What happened before?
Yes.
I know what prequel means.
And you know what?
What?
James Gandolfini's son is going to play the young Tony.
Because James passed away of a heart
Yes.
attack very too young, and so
Yes.
his son's gonna
His son's going to do the Tony
That's
role. Isn't that
very
interesting?
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was so
Oh, that's
cool.
his son there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at he's a cutie.
Isn't he? He kind of looks like his dad, obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Wow, that's a really neat
That's a good
concept.
fit. Yeah,
Oh.
isn't it?
Have you heard of? This has nothing to do with that, but I just saw the picture again on Twitter of that sinkhole. Have you seen the sinkhole?
No, I haven't seen the
so there's
sinkhole.
in Washington. There it is. Oh, Michael, thank you. That sinkhole is right outside the White House.
Oh my. Those are the birds.
Those are our birds.
Yes,
That's
those
okay,
are our
those
birds.
birds,
Yeah,
yeah.
those.
That's
There
okay,
was
but
a
this-
sinkhole under the birds. They just filled it with their.
But there's the sinkhole, though, and I'm thinking, I saw the sinkhole, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, you know what? Missed him by that much. Don't you wish that kind of thing would just open up in the Oval Office one day and
Seriously.
swallow that son of a gun up?
Seriously.
That's the second sinkhole at the White House since May of 2018. I'm wondering whether there's sinkholes or maybe just maybe, that's where the drug smugglers from Mexico are digging their tunnels and they're coming up in the White House.
I bet you he believes that.
Those are the tunnels.
I bet you that he believes that.
Hey, now,
Missed him by that much.
Missed him by that much. Lac Mégantic.
Yes.
You brought this up. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, there was a
stock footage,
and it was used in Bird Box. The movie Bird Box with Sandra.
They're watching the movie. Imagine this. They're watching the movie, and all of a sudden
they see footage from Lac Mégantic.
From that tragedy where their village, where the train and the people died in the explosion. Oh my God.
People are flipping out. So you got the latest.
The latest scoop is, and so Netflix said there's nothing we can do. But now, the minister, the Quebec culture minister, Nathalie Roy, received an apology from Netflix. They said, we're really sorry, we really are looking back at our processes and our policies, and we're gonna never let this happen again. No one should see this like that. You did, and the mayor was upset. But they say, sorry, we still can't remove footage from finished content.
Which would be difficult.
Nathalie Roy says, excuse me, Travelers, which is on Netflix series, has already said they are going to remove the footage they used as well. They also got it from the same stock footage company. That's illogical. Why can one production do it and not the other? They're not off the hook yet.
They don't want to do it. That's why. It costs too much money. Imagine to get the editors all back in the same room.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You got to replace it, boys.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Got to do it.
Yes. Please stay tuned. We have much more coming ahead on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and today in the studio I have Joyce and Debbie. Joyce is, what would you say, you are a caregiver.
Yes.
Your husband Ed has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Or dementia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Absolutely. And so you participated in the programs at the Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie in the Algoma District.
Yes.
And Debbie, you are a facilitator of one of the programs.
Yes, I am.
And the name of the program is?
Mind in Motion.
Mind in Motion, because it's been proven that stimulation, right, will help offset the onset of dementia. Is that true?
Our physical essence, we also do the mental aerobics. The brain has to be just as active as the body, and then that does help to at least slow down the progression.
Slow down the progression of the disease.
Exactly.
Have you discovered that to be true in Ed's case?
Oh, definitely, and not only for Ed, but for myself. It's been a real help in the caregiving.
Really?
Yes.
How so? Can you explain how it's made a difference in your lives?
Well, one of the things that we look forward to it every week. Mm-hmm. We go in and there's a circle of people who have become friends.
Yes.
We've become a circle of friends, and the program is exercise.
Okay.
We go through an hour exercise, then we have a social time, and then we have mind exercises, and then
your exercises. Oh, mind exercises.
Mind
exercises.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I thought, she gets her own workout.
Well, we do.
You do.
and then we have singing, which.
Come on.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Are you a singer then? Or?
In the car, in the shower, that's it.
But Ed has always been a member of a choir for over 60-some years. And
which choir was Ed in?
John Wesley United Church.
Yes, all right.
And he was also in the festival choir.
Festival choir with Patty Garcher.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And whatnot. So
the music means a lot to Ed.
Yes. And so Debbie has Ed leads the singing.
He always
with
gets
the pitch pipe?
Yes, he gets us started off on the right note.
He doesn't have a pitch pipe. He just uses.
He just uses his own
pitch pipe.
His own pitch. He probably has perfect pitch.
Yes.
Music is great therapy too, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it true that language skills and music skills are two of the things that stay with us longest?
Yes, and they open doors that sometimes can't be opened in many other ways.
Right.
They can recite words and songs from decades ago, yet sometimes it's difficult to just have an expression of something simple as "May I have water?"
Right.
It's something about music. I'm not really sure what it does, but you can see the foot stamping, and people get up, and then we always finish our sessions with "O Canada."
Oh, lovely.
And they have the hands on the heart and singing, and there's an essence of pride, and just it's quite endearing.
So there's a social aspect that's got to be very important to you, Joyce.
Yes.
Self-care is a huge part of being efficient. Is that the word, efficient? No, not really. Helping you be a better caregiver, you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
So, socialization.
Yes.
Shared experience, shared lived experience. You get to meet others who are going through what you're going through, someone to talk to.
Yes.
Right? Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's also a caregiving clinic or
I see.
session that I
support
go.
groups.
The support groups.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's also a memory loss one for Ed that he would go on his own that I could have.
That he goes on his own?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you really use a lot of the
We do.
programming that's available there.
Yes.
So you said you and Ed had already done an exercise program or something through VON, right?
Yes.
And then after his diagnosis, you went to the Alzheimer's Society.
Yeah.
And you got to meet the is it called the first link? How do you call the person that should have first
The
come in
first
touch?
I think yes.
So they consult with you and they tell you about the different programs that are available and they help you get registered or whatever. They talk you through the whole process, is that right?
Yes.
That takes a load off your mind when somebody else can give you all that information without you having to go look for it.
That's exactly right.
Because you got a lot going on anyway.
We do.
Now, Ed and I have had a great chat since he arrived here.
Yeah.
He's watching us right now. How are we doing, Ed? Are we doing a good job over here?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
fine. I know everything that you're talking about.
Absolutely. So we're doing a good job. Ed approves.
Yeah.
Ed knew my grandfather, Charlie Murphy.
Yes.
Who grew up in the same neighborhood, and Ed's sister worked at Lashes with my grandfather. Imagine that, small world.
Yeah.
And my mother has dementia. She's at Mapleview.
Oh, is he?
Yes. And so I'm familiar with the disease. Ed's really with it. He's really with it, and his sense of humor is fantastic. Does he keep you on your toes?
Yes.
What kinds of exercises do you do? Can I ask you that? What kinds of
We start out at first 45 minutes. They're all adapted exercises, and we go through the whole from the top down to the bottom. We do breathing exercises. We do an essence of speech. We do range of motion, full range of motion, lifting legs. 3 components that we work on to maintain. Everybody needs to do this: flexibility, strength, and balance. So we all support to do exercises to do that. I lead them. We sing sometimes. We have noisemakers. The speech portion, we blow bubbles.
Oh, we have some pictures of the bubble blowing.
You do.
Yes, they sent some pictures of the blowing bubbles, so they're going to put those up as we talk, and you can see. So what is the idea of blowing bubbles?
The bubble blowing, there's various reasons, but the most important one is the fact that you want to keep strengthening and keep your lungs strong. You want to filter oxygen through your body. It's fun. It brings out an essence of the child within us to have the fun, but also, but most importantly, it keeps strength. It keeps our oxygen levels strong, Tim. Also, when we do our speech portions, a lot of data presents and supports when the brain learns something new every day. It could be a word, it could be a different language, a word or two. That's making it work. So we have at this point 6 different participants, and we talk. We go through the counting of 10 in 6 different languages: Maltese, Italian, French, Finnish, German, Spanish, and English. And
You
everybody.
get language skills too when you go to this thing.
Yeah, I do.
So that all is working the body together with the mind. I always say, when in essence, we have to always work together with our domains of any sense: cognitive, social, emotional, spiritual, and physical. So I adapt the program with the group, and it all unfolds. When people walk through the doors of the Alzheimer's Society, the disease stays outside. We come inside, and the folks get together. They all set up the tables when we have our little break with snackies. So there's that support for each other. There's brainstorming with each other. There's empowerment.
Brainstorming is important. Sharing tactics, learning how somebody dealt with a situation because so many of these situations are shared. Although, as Terry pointed out, He said, when you've met one person with Alzheimer's, you've met one person with Alzheimer's, because the disease is different for everyone.
Exactly.
But at least to know that there are tricks that people have tried. Like even when communicating with my mother, there's certain things that we all share with each other as a family. I tried this with her. I tried that with her. Oh, that worked, right?
Yeah.
What are these balls for?
These are what we get them from the University of Western, the Canadian Centre for Aging and Activities. They're exercises. For strengthening, we do various things. The nicest thing about them, you put them behind your back to support your lower back.
Oh.
And so while we're doing the speech, it forces you to sit upright. It supports the back, massages it. And then afterwards, when we finish and we move on, we do range of motions. They put them between their legs. But we haven't broken any yet, have we, Joyce? We're pretty good about that. But it's just basically strengthening under the arms and that type of thing. We do the clock. And then the best part is, I always say to everybody's holding their ball, then it's tossed back, and then it's just mayhem for another 5 minutes. It's awesome.
A little organized chaos can be fun.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
You've been doing this. You piloted this project in Sault Ste. Marie. Terry Caparossi brought this here. It sort of started off in BC, I heard.
Yes, and it started to move itself across.
And he latched onto it and brought in the phase 2. Is that what you call it?
Yes, he started with the pilot 2, which was nice, and he was very supportive of it. Starting the program out was a little bit slow because what's a mind and motion program? It's the same as so many other programs, but the one thing we have to say about the mind and motion program, it's unique in the Sioux because you get the caregivers, the loved ones, to be with their folks.
Right.
You have all the different areas of the physical exercises, snacky time with all the coffee, tea, and the mental aerobics. And I believe there's about 12 societies in Ontario now that have picked it up.
Okay.
Tim, it's moving now over towards the East Coast. So it's opening up more and more. We have referrals. I think I have right now about 35 referrals waiting.
Wow.
It's an 8-week session.
Okay.
And then people just keep re-registering. And we do it Thursdays 2 to 4. We do it Friday 10:30 to 12:30, and then we do it 2:30 to 4:30 Friday afternoon.
Okay, I'm gonna have them put contact information on the screen, so that we'll have so they can reach out to the Alzheimer's Society for more information.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
The other thing I was gonna say before we have to say goodbye is I'm stuck. I forget.
Give him a push.
I forget what it was. Oh, I know. The funding, as we talked about in the previous segment when we met with Bia.
Yep.
This is not funded, or like only 75%.
It's about 75% has
yes.
been.
So this is where your donations can really help, and that's why you need to get involved in the campaigns we talked about in the first part of the show. So all that information is available once again through the Alzheimer's Society, and that's on your screen right now. Joyce, what a pleasure to meet you.
But it's a pleasure to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too, Ed.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks for being here, Debbie.
No problem.
All the great work
It's
you
my
do in the
pleasure.
community. We'll be back with more with Luann and Tim. Don't forget, this is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Please support Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. We'll see you in just a minute.
Thanks so much for watching today.
Join us tomorrow because it's Bum Slide Thursday.
Woo!
Thanks
Have a
for the
good one.
socks, Alzheimer's Society. I will forget you not. Oh, bye. Say
Have an
longer.
awesome day.